What? What? But how? I understand. You know, what's interesting is my patio actually faces south. Oh. Bienvenuti. Turkey meatballs. Que maravilla. Is there anything better in this world than taking a big bite into something with so much flavor, yet so much nutrition? This is going to be one of those recipes that we can prep, cook, and enjoy, all within about an hour. It's just so... Che parola cerchi io? Semplice. The turkey is loaded with fantastic protein and good lean fats. The oats will have a little bit of fiber. And we're going to top it off with a bit of a serving of vegetables via a spicy tomato sauce. Everyone, if you're willing to join me getting our hands a little dirty for a delicious end, this is the recipe for you. Let's give it a shot. Now is not a time to change tact. Let's get the oven going now. We're shooting for 425. Ba-boom. So to begin, let's talk about some basic ideas here. Normally meatballs might have some sort of a binding, breadcrumbs, what have you. I don't personally like using those as much. I prefer something a little healthier, hence oatmeal, or really just oats. I have 1/2 cup oats in my little hand blender here. To that, I'm going to go ahead and season instead of seasoning the meat directly. I'm going to start by adding 1 teaspoon of salt, about a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon of red chili flakes, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Everything's in. Let's close that up and give it a grind. To give you all an idea of what we're talking about, I'm going to remove my little blades here. A fairly coarse mix, not a super fine grind, but we have some good variability in our grain size. And that's kind of what I like, a little variety. I've also got about 6 or 7 nice basil leaves here. I'm going to roll these up, cut them into ribbons, and cut those ribbons into probably 1/2 or 1/4. That's going to give us a nice, fresh basil taste through every meatball. So, to begin, literally rolling it up like a cigarrillo. Is that Spanish? I said an Italian accent? That can't be right. Okay. From here, with my nice sharp knife, very carefully, all the way around, or all the way down. Now this can be adjusted to taste. You could also use other herbs if you wanted to. Basil, rosemary, thyme, sage. First pass. Gonna turn that for convenience. Very easily. Just a couple additional little slices. Gorgeous. I have my 1 pound of ground turkey here in my bowl. This is an 85/15 ground turkey. If you go ahead and use a leaner ground turkey, you know, you're kind of sacrificing some flavor by minimizing those fats. Personally, I would never go below 85/15 for this recipe. To get started, I'm going to crack my egg right in there. They say you should never crack an egg over whatever you're doing, but you know what? I live dangerously. To that, we'll go ahead and add our oat and spice mix. And last but not least, our basil. Now this is the fun/gross part. Are y'all ready to get messy? I'm going to mix this until I feel like the egg yolk is completely incorporated and I don't have large chunks of anything stuck to the sides of the bowl and such. Oh yeah, look at that. These are going to be tan delicioso. We are now ready to make our meatballs. Now, I am going to shoot for 8 meatballs. 8 equally sized meatballs. If I'm going to cook them together, they need to be the same size so they cook evenly. This is ground turkey, not ground beef. So as well, they need to cook all the way through. Nobody needs to be eating a medium turkey meatball. No, it needs to be cooked all the way through. Make them the same size, however many you decide to make. I am shooting for 8 because a 2-ounce meatball, 2 or 3 of those, and I am good to go. There's no secret to this. I could flour my hands, I could add a little oil. I'm just gonna get them messy, live with the consequences. So, here we go. You wanna make it about as tight as you can without making a huge mess. Don't stress too much about it. If they have little openings, it's not the end of the world. Do be sure you're putting about 1 inch of space in between each meatball, 1 to 2 inches, to be sure everything cooks evenly and that everything is getting equal heat. And as you approach the end, look, do they look evenly sized? Are some a lot bigger than others? If I have 8 meatballs, but some look like they're half the size, I need to kind of pick and adjust. That's okay. Okay, I have my 8 meatballs here, about the same size. Again, I didn't bother measuring them. I'm eyeballing it, but I feel comfortable with this eyeballing. I'm gonna pop them in the oven at 425 from anywhere to 25 to 30 minutes. I would say around 25 minutes. If you have a meat thermometer, give them a check. You can always just cut one open and see. Again, turkey, not beef. It needs to be cooked all the way through 165. We have our meatballs in the oven. Let's quickly prep our sauce. I'm gonna get my little pot here to medium heat. I'm gonna add in just a little bit of olive oil. Olive oil seems good. I'm gonna go and pour 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce right in. And we don't want this to really boil. It's gonna make a huge effing mess. We're just really heating it up for when the time comes. I've added half a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder to this already, but I'm gonna go ahead and go a little crazy, add in 1 teaspoon of dried basil, because I have it handy. Last but not least, our spice. I've got some Yucatan habanero pepper. Not too much, this is pretty spicy. Of course, go as spicy as you want. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna give that a stir. And I would say you can heat this up for about 5 minutes. You can prepare this sauce right before the turkey meatballs are supposed to be done. And by the time they're out and rested and ready to eat, you'll have a fresh sauce ready to top them off. Okay, they are done. Let us plate. 1 meatball, 2 meatballs, and a 3rd. Ooh, that is the good stuff. And let's finish these off with our sauce. Oh, yes. A little spicy, but so nice and tasty. All right, taste test, here we go. Oh, these might be too hot to eat. There is something with the oats. It gives it almost a more mealy texture than maybe it would have normally had, but it just works. And it's so juicy. The basil really stands out, and the sauce just complements it in every way. Not too spicy. I probably could have added a few more dashes to the sauce. But if you don't like it spicy, then this would be perfect for you. This was so simple to make. I have a pound of food that could easily feed 2 or 3 people, probably 4 with sides and such. Serve it with a salad, serve it with some pasta, some nice sauteed veggies. This is a winner. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, everybody, that's it. Turkey meatballs with a spicy tomato sauce a la Café Gabe. Everyone, thank you so much for watching the video. If you haven't already, hey, subscribe to the channels. I've got new videos coming out every week. If you gave the recipe a shot and liked it, like the video. And if you have any suggestions for me, any questions, concerns, anything like that, leave a comment. I would love to hear it. As always, thank you so much for coming to Café Gabe. Be well, stay safe. Adios. Well, I guess I'm eating a whole pound of meatballs. There's just nothing, what else can you do?